These Frenchies made me work. But again, I just kept working with it. It's looking a little patchy, like some of y'all mama's hair, but that's okay. Kept working with it, and I finally got there, so y'all will see that. Keep watching. Somehow, y'all, I got this to turn to this. Stay tuned if you'd like to see how. Okay, y'all, so I'm going to be switching between both hands, so just be patient with me. That was me spraying a little alcohol. Now I am pushing back the cuticles. This is just part of my prep. Alright, I am sanding the nails now, just getting any dirt or whatever off of the nails. It's just kind of get it all even and buffed out, basically. Duster offer. All right, now I'm filing the nails. I do clip the nails if I have to. Hers weren't that long, but just need to be filed a little bit. Just file them even. Now I am trying to see if I like this nail tip or not. I have several different tips, so I'm just making sure I like the way that one fit, and it did. And so now I am going through and just applying the tips to her nail. And as you can see, sometimes I kind of flip the hand over just to make sure it looks really straight, just because I can be a bit OCD about that. So I'm just gonna apply the tips. Here's a quick tip. If the nail tip is not adhering to the natural nail really well, you can use the sanding band and drill inside of that nail tip just a little bit. It'll actually help it adhere to the natural nail a little better. I tried to kind of pick the hand that gave y'all the best view, so that's why I'm kind of skipping through when I can. Here I am using these little magnet things, y'all. They work wonderful, and they help you make sure that every nail is the exact same size. So I think I use about 6 or 7 for these extra long, but you can just decide what works best for you. Now I am going to file the nails. Remember to kind of file a little bit under the nail tip just to make sure it's all even and square like I want. Again, I get like either flat square or no C-curve square nails, so they're almost pretty much shaped. I am just kind of helping it out a little bit, just adding a little two-piece to it, making sure it's how I want it. So that's what you see me doing here. Filing underneath the nail a little bit to make it real square, and then filing the free edge. I also flip the nails over just to make sure they're all square and looking real even like I like them. So that's what I'm doing. I know that y'all literally can't see exactly what I'm doing, but I just left this in here so you could see me flipping the hand towards me or up in the air so that I can get the shape how I want it. Now I am using that same sanding band just to blend the nail. I do kind of drill up the nail, so I like to drill almost the entire tip. That's just a preference of mine. I don't think you have to do that. I just always have, so that's what I do. But I do make sure I blend really well where that nail tip is meeting the natural nail, just so it can become real flat and even and look like it got some sense, y'all, so it don't be all chunky and stuff. And of course, we're doing the opposite hand the exact same way. I don't think I'm gonna show every single thing on this hand, but again, I'm going to file underneath a little bit to just kind of straighten it up. I'm gonna file the free edge to make it extra square, and then I'm just going to flip the hand over just to make sure I like how it looks when the hand is facing the opposite way. So that's what I'm doing, and we're drilling. We're gonna drill this hand just like we drilled the other one. Again, making sure everything is just kind of flat and blend it really, really well. Just blend, blend, blend. On this finger, I believe you may see me grab it a different way, and it's just because the nail tip was a little bit too long and I didn't realize it till now. And so I'm just kind of trying to chop that little piece off that's a little bit more so on her skin than on the nail like I like it. So got that done, and we're dusting and brushing. Okay, I'm just adding some dehydrator here. And now I'm adding my primer. I love this primer, y'all. Your nails really last, I promise. Okay, so now I am creating the, I don't even know what to call this. What is this? The bottom bead, the line. I don't know what to call this, y'all. I'm creating the bottom portion of the French tip. Flatten it out the best I can. I'm not the best at this. I'm still kind of new, so it takes me a minute. My beads are kind of wet and they're small. I don't use really big beads because, again, I'm new with this. Just trying to perfect my little baby craft here. So I just keep going until I get it how I want it. I think when I'm done, it's still a little crooked and lopsided, so I'll come back to it later, but I just do the best I can for now. I do make sure I'm like flipping the nail from side to side so that I can see how it looks from both angles, and that's how I'm deciding where to put a little bit more of the acrylic at, just where I feel like it's too, like where it has a hole or it's too dented in, for lack of a better word, is where I'm kind of adding the acrylic. But anyways, that does look a little lopsided. That's okay, I'm gonna fix it later. Moving to the middle finger, I'm doing the same thing. I don't start too close to the cuticle just because, I don't know, I just want to make sure the cuticle's flush really well and looks really nice. So I start up a little ways and try to just kind of freehand creating that, I don't know what to call this, y'all, this part of the French tip look. So now I'm laying it a little closer to the cuticle, and again pulling it out and just making sure that I keep trying to define that whole line or curve or whatever. And back to the cuticle again. Yeah, look at that. Look how it hugs the cuticle. Yeah, it looks good. Depending on the way it looks from each angle. So again, that's how I'm deciding where to put a little bit more acrylic or whatever. Precious time with this sweet nail. But again, I'm kind of newer at this. I'm hoping to have it perfected in the next few months, if I can get enough people to come and get it. But yeah, I feel like I've been on this nail 90 minutes at this point, and this is sped up, so I definitely was on this nail too long, but that's okay. Bead by bead, I created the look I wanted, so purr. Okay, here's where I go back and make this shape just a little bit more almondy instead of, I don't know, that almost looked like a better word besides a fool. So I'm fixing it a little bit here, and of course a lot of this can be fixed later when you actually have your drill, so that's cool. All right, now we're speeding up a little bit here, moving to the ring finger again, starting about, I don't know, I was gonna say halfway up the natural nail, but that didn't look like half. Anyway, a little bit up from the cuticle area, laying my first bead and flatten it out until that kind of oval shape I want. Then I lay my second bead on top of that just to make it a little bit thicker. And then I start to, let's see what I do on this one. Do I do the cuticle? Yes, sir. Okay. Laid it in the cuticle, dragged it out, and again, just clean up in that line. Is that what they call the smile line? I think that's the word for it. I feel like I heard somebody say that. Or I could be making it up, but I think that's the smile line, excuse me. And I'm using kind of the belly of my brush to flatten it out. So yeah, I'm just doing the same thing for all 10 nails. See me create it for all 5 fingers just so y'all can see the difference, if there is some. I mean, I'm basically doing the same thing as far as my beads, but of course some smile lines look better than others, but that's okay. I just keep working with it because again, we're gonna file and drill and it'll make it look even better after I do that. So just give yourself a little grace, a little room, do the best you can, keep it moving. Do not spend as long as I spent on that middle finger. That made no sense. And now on to the thumb. See, I drug that down, putting that second bead in. Again, still not super close to the cuticle. Kind of trying to make my line. Now I'm doing the cuticle. Looks like, yeah, that's the cuticle. And let's see. Okay, so see, I laid that bead in a little bit different to make my smile line. I kind of grabbed a little bit more acrylic and laid it to the side to create the top of the smile line because it was non-existent before I just done that, just based on the way I laid the acrylic. So I laid it a little different to get the same look as far as the smile line. So basically there's more than one way to skin the cat. Just get it done. Okay, I did the same process for this hand. I did the dehydrated and the primer, and then I went in with the beads to create the smile line. I hope this is called the smile line. If not, I don't know, check my description, I'll correct myself. But you see on this one, it even was a big clumpy piece of acrylic in there, so the application got a little rocky. So I want y'all to see this because I just took my time, was patient with myself, kept laying, kept trying, and I finally figured it out. Okay, and actually how I just laid that bead is also how I did it on the thumb of the other hand. I laid it that exact same way, like to the side like that. Hopefully I'll do it again so y'all can see. But again, I just kept working with it. It's looking a little patchy, like some of y'all mama's hair, but that's okay. Kept working with it, and I finally got there, so y'all will see that. Keep watching. There it goes again. That's what I mean by kind of laying it to the side. It's getting some acrylic on my brush and actually turning my brush to the side to lay the bead down. This is me just kind of cleaning up and trying to create that whole smile line. That's why I keep going over it with my brush. Here's another cuticle bead. Look at that. Lay it down, right? Pushing it out to get the type of smile line I want. Look at that, come together right now. Over me. Yes, clean it up, get it together. I later realized I didn't use enough acrylic. I definitely could have made this area a little bit bigger, fatter, thicker, maybe the best word, a little thicker. But you know, you live and you learn. Again, small beads is the key. You keep it small, then you can just always add on. Sometimes if you go too fat, I mean, you can technically take away with the drill, but it just is more time consuming and quite annoying, for lack of a better word. I don't think I like the shape of this either. It's giving eggplant or cracked egg. I don't know, it looks crazy right there on the side. So this is just me going back trying to fix it. I was going to take this out, but I'm actually going to go ahead and give y'all the thumb view as well, just because I want y'all to see how I, again, lay it, pull the acrylic, clean up the acrylic to make that smile line, and how I get close to the cuticle. Again, you see me keep turning. Well, I feel like I'm going to say which is not a word. It's like I just can't form my words. Anyway, I'm turning from side to side to try to get the best view. And try to make it as just kind of even and I don't know another word. Even's all I got, guys. Just as even and not lumpy as possible. So that's what I'm doing. There's another little bead to the side to give it a little fill-in. The thumb is working with me, I see. The thumb is on my side. I appreciate that thumb. And now we're filing. So this is another key part of it. You have to go through and file those smile lines. Y'all, if this is not called smile line, I am just SOL, because I've said it this whole video and I'm not gonna stop. But just file to try to make the smile lines. I'm so hesitant to say smile line because it could be wrong, but anyway. Trying to make it sharper. Y'all, she must have not been acting right, because y'all see I took out my little armrest. I'm just kidding. Sometimes it is hard to hold your hand real straight, so armrests can help the client keep their hand real straight, help you have a little room, a little space, a little leverage. So I pulled that out, and again, I am just filing all around this smile line, and you'll see it actually gives you like a little depth on the nail. Not doing anything but filing, y'all, so I don't have a lot to say about that. But okay, now I just kind of dust all of that away, and we're gonna start adding on the end. So here comes the white. Okay, so because you filed that entire smile line, it's just a little bit of depth, it's the only word I can think of, to the nail. So you have to kind of pile your end color, in my case white. You have to kind of pile it up, because it's just, of course, the nail tip is super flat and you've created this dimension to it. So I am just filling in this white in no particular order or method. I am just trying to get it on there and get it high enough. So as high as the nude acrylic in this case, of course. I'm just trying to get it to be level with the nude acrylic, for lack of better words. And it's really not an issue if it gets on the nude acrylic. I try not to lay it on the nude purposely, because I don't want to foul all that off. But again, if it does get on the nude a little bit, it is a-okay, because you have to use your drill, and your drill will take it right off. So this is me just trying to make sure I'm filling in all that empty space, going all the way down, as far as that smile line goes, making sure I'm just covering the entire nail with that white, and again, making sure I'm putting enough on to fill in the depth. For every single nail. It's kind of repetitive, but I'm still going to show you, at least for this hand, just how I'm going in, putting the white on the free edge, turning the nail, I need to stop saying but turning the nail from side to side to make sure that I'm covering everything on both sides, and again putting in enough to fill to fill in that depth, to make sure that the white comes up to the level that the nude is, if that makes sense, and hopefully it does. It's kind of neat to look back at your nails, because I'm like, the middle finger looks like it could use a little more, and then bam, I'm putting more on. You go, girl. To this part, I probably could have started using drier beads, and I usually do, so I don't know. Sometimes some colors just aren't my favorite or are a little harder to work with, and for some reason I think this white was just a little difficult, because again, it does seem like my beads are super wet and they could be a little bit drier, so that may be why, or maybe I just felt like using wet beads. I don't know. But again, you can definitely use drier beads in this spot if you would like. It's just whatever your preference is. So coming back to this hand, I'm going to file again. So I'm filing again underneath the nail, and I am filing the free edge to just make it as sharp and crisp as I like. flip the hand upwards just so I can have a better view and see what it looks like from that angle. Now I'm starting to drill. This is where all of that excess white will come off. I'm just using a fine barrel bit, getting around that cuticle area really good like I like, and like I said, just hitting that extra white that's on the nail. Why I said white that loud, I have no idea, but you get it. And voila, you can already see how nice, clean, and sharp the nail looks. And then this is also where I noticed that I could have done the smile line a little thicker, or just did my application a little thicker. The client did want her nails thin because she said they last too long for her. I need to attach that message she sent me because it threw me a little bit, but I'm like, I'll see what I can do. So she did want them a little thinner, but this was just too thin for me. This was giving me no substance, and you touch something or open a can of Coke and it would crack, so I didn't want them that thin. So this is kind of where I'm noticing that, but of course there's a way to fix it, so stay tuned and I'll show you what I did to get it to the thickness that I was comfortable with. Testament as to why I don't just pack the white or whatever color I'm putting on the tip. This is why I don't just pack it on there, because again, it's just a lot of drilling to me, more than necessary. So I try to actually put the white where I need it and fill it in as needed, and not just kind of chunk it on the nail, because again, you'll be filing that off for days, and I don't want to do that. So again, I am kind of getting around the cuticle area with this, but the main thing that I'm doing is just chucking off all that excess white so that I could see how good the Frenchie is looking. Keep drilling until my smile line is perfect and how I want it to look, and everything is just kind of flat and even, and the nude is where the nude is supposed to be and the white is where the white is supposed to be. The designer will tell you exactly what you need to do. So again, as you see when I flip over, these nails are just too thin for me, but I'm going to go ahead and clean up that cuticle area again. This is the bit I am using. I have no idea what the name of it is. I want to say this is my 5-in-1 or 6-in-1 carbide bit, but it ended up being a little bit too gritty for me, so I went down to my extra fine bit, and then that's what I'm going to use to clean up the cuticle area. Just me adjusting so that I get a better angle and grip on the thumb, so that I'm able to drill the way I want to without cutting my client. This is me dusting the the dust off, just to again get a better view, and then I am going to show you what I did to make the nails thicker. So I actually went in with clear acrylic beads. I can't tell you exactly how many I used for each finger or for each nail, because each nail was a little bit different. Some needed a little bit more acrylic than others. It just kind of depended on what that particular finger needed, of course. Again, my client did want these nails thin. She said she goes back to work. She technically cannot have nails, so she can only hide them for so long. So I wanted to give her the thin look she wanted, but I just had to find a happy medium between what she wanted and what I was comfortable giving her, because again, I do want your nails to last and not crack the next day. So I just used this clear acrylic to go in, make them a little bit thicker, enough to where I was comfortable sending her out the door. Frenchies, how well they last, and I don't know if it's just because of the acrylic on acrylic or what, but even when I did these things on myself, my nails last so long, for probably a good 3 weeks. And when I do my own nails, which is what I always do, they never last that long, especially not my right hand, because I'm right-handed, so my right hand has to be done with my left hand, which is a full. So we're doing the same thing to this hand. I just filed. Now I'm showing you just a little smidget of the drilling with that same barrel bit. Again, chunking off all of that white the best I can. So we're doing here, 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 here. And now, what am I doing, Jesus? Okay, I'm still chunking off the white. Now I'm getting to that cuticle area. Getting it real flushed and nice and beautiful. We're again dusting the devil off, and now I am showing you how it looks. Why, I don't know. Just want you to see how it looks. I'm pretty sure this is before I laid the clear. Yeah, because here I am showing you the clear acrylic being laid. But again, you saw this on the other hand, so I'm just kind of showing you that I'm doing the exact same thing. We're not going to watch this for the other hand. It's literally the exact same thing. Okay, so now we're back, and I'm not sure why I'm filing again. I must have seen something a little bit off. I think it's just a habit of filing after I laid acrylic, and of course I went back in with that clear acrylic, so I'm assuming that's what I'm kind of filing and shaping again, just making sure everything is nice and sharp like I like it. I feel like I filed 37,000 times. I am now going back in with the drill again. And just like I stated before, this is because I laid that clear acrylic, so I just want to, I can lay acrylic pretty good if I do say so myself. But since I did lay it, I am just going to flush those cuticles again. Just make sure it's nice and sharp and flushed. Now, this is one of my favorite parts. It is when I buff the nail with the sanding band. I have tried to go without this part, but I can't remember who I got this from, or when I started it. I wasn't doing it from the very beginning, but I have been doing it for well over a year or so now, and I love it. I've tried to do this whole buffing with my nail file. I've tried to buff with a buffer, which I'm going to go in and do as well, but it's just not the same as using that sanding band to kind of buff out and smooth out the nail. Running your hand across the top of the nail, it just feels so much smoother when I use my sanding band. So that is what I do. I go through and sand it until it feels nice and smooth and just even. You don't want it all lumpy and lopsided. So that's what I'm doing. If I pull this file out one more time, I'm going to literally stop myself. And the devil duster, Lord have mercy. Get to it, Shay. This is where all my time is being spent. Okay, so now I am using my buffer to, you guessed it, buff the nail. And I always ask my client, am I being too rough? Because I get buff and happy, I'll tell you the truth. Buffy Slayer. But again, I just buff the nail till it's nice and smooth. And here's the almost finished product. Okay, y'all, so I am going through with the Young Nail Swipe and just cleaning the nail off really good, getting all that dust and everything off of the nail from where I used my sanding band and I fouled again. So I'm getting all that clean, and then I'm going to just start to top coat. I'm actually using a D&D top coat. The other one I really like is the IBD gel top coat. It's super thick though, so sometimes that can be just a little bit annoying. So I am using my D&D and just top coating the nail. As you see, I'm making sure I turn the finger so that I can top coat on both sides, and then I am wiping the excess off. So you know, all that top coat, painting a nail period, but in this case, the top coat could kind of drip off over on the sides, and we do not want that to happen because then it makes your shape a little bubbly. So that's why I go through and just wipe the sides with my hand, making sure I get off any just extra or whatever. Right there, I think I was going through with the little acetone. Yes, I used the acetone to clean up around her cuticle area where some of that gel top coat had gotten on her skin. And now I'm just repeating the same exact steps I've already done on the other hand. So sanding band here, file next. Now I'm going to top coat her thumb. I do usually top coat the thumb last, or even when I'm polishing, if I have to polish your nails, I'm going to do your thumb last. And I do that just because I do let the thumb dry by itself. So she'll put her hand in the dryer with just the thumb and do at least 60 seconds of that. All right, using my swipe again there. And now I'm going to do the exact same thing to this hand as I done to the other one. So I'm going in with my polish. And you'll see I'm going to polish, 3 fingers instead of 4 because I am doing a little design charm. So I'm going to polish her 3 fingers, make her dry those. And while she's drying those, I'm coming back to this hand and doing her charm. So I am using the Marquette glue. I really do like it. I love its thick consistency so that the jewels don't like slide around the nail the whole time. So I really like this, and I like the IBD bond. All right, so I put that back in the dryer and let it dry for at least 60 seconds. Then I am now going to top coat. And as you'll see, I'm just going to top coat around that charm. I am not going to put any top coat on the actual charm. I'm going to do my best to not touch the charm at all. So yeah, I'm just going to top coat all around that charm, and then she will go back in the dryer for about 2 or 3 more 60-second rounds. So she'll spend a couple minutes in the dryer as I get her other hand together. So this is just me top coating. All right, so I did put a top coat on that thumb separately, let her dry that for 60 seconds or so. And so now all of her hands have top coat except this finger. And I'm going back in with that Marquette glue, if I'm pronouncing that right. And I'm just going to let you see me put that charm on there. Again, she did pick her placement. She wanted it towards the end of the nail, and she wanted the cherries to face her. So that's exactly what I'm doing, getting it in there, getting it in place, making sure I like it. And then she's going to dry for at least 60 seconds. All right, now I'm just asking for the hand back to, again, top coat around the charm, not on the charm, top coat around the charm. Now I am using my cuticle oil that I absolutely love, y'all. I don't put it on the nail, but just around her cuticles and up her finger a little bit, because a lot of times the client's fingers are a little ashy by this point. So I am just using my cuticle oil, and it's for sale. Get you some. And it smells so good if I didn't mention that. All right, so now we're done. Y'all can get the finished look at it. Look, bam! Thank you, ma'am. Oh, I love it. So classy, so cute, so you. Get in there. Here's another Frenchie look I created, you guys, but this time we went matte. So if you'd like to see it, then comment down below and let me know. But woo, look at that, y'all. Y'all be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and please share, and stay tuned to my channel. We out of there.